Last week, we talked about beating winter blues and how to adapt your golf club flipping business during the off season. This morning, we're attacking October and November. If you see this in a thrift store, don't think twice. Jump on it. I made $180. I wish I had thought of this when I started. Good morning. Golf season is obviously almost over. Right now it's 6 a.m. All the lights are on because it's so dark out. If you're wondering why I'm talking to you at 6 a.m., let me remind you that I'm a full-time working mom. And in about an hour, the toddler will wake up and I will have no time for myself until very late tonight. So I thought I'd drink my morning coffee with you. I want to talk this morning about how to adapt your flipping business, your golf club flipping business during the months of October and November, because these are definitely the hardest months of the year. It's the period where the golf season is not quite over yet, but it's really coming to an end. So players are not yet selling their old sets because they're not done with them, and beginners are not willing to spend when there's so little time left in the season. So October and November I find are the hardest ones. The first year I kept trying selling and it wouldn't work. It got better in December when players started to sell their sets for cheap, and then I started restocking and prepping for spring. But October and November, I had to think outside the box a little bit to keep the money flowing. That first October, I was a bit in a panic. My sets weren't selling anymore. I had made maybe $400 that month, and it obviously wasn't my side hustle goals. But I didn't want to start a new business. I wanted to stay in my core business because that's what I was good at. So I inventoried all the tools I was using and started listing what I could do with them. And I don't know why I didn't realize it before, but that's when I realized if I can polish golf clubs, I can polish anything. So I started looking on Marketplace to see what people were selling, steel or chrome, brass or copper items. So the first one I bought was actually the one that I made the most money with. It's these vintage extinguishers. This one is brass. It's not worth as much as the first copper one I got. This is, for now, this is my coffee side table. I'll show you a picture. I got a copper vintage fire extinguisher. I think it was 80. I negotiated down to 60. I had searched on eBay the resale value, and they were selling at least $180. And I knew that I could do a much better job than the eBay resellers. Remember that I have a golf club flipping evaluation checklist. It can definitely be used for any flip if you want to try to evaluate your profit margin. It's free for subscribers, so let me know in the comments if you're subscribed and you're interested in that list, and I'll send you a link. So I went for that fire extinguisher. I polished it in the Shining Shack like I would do for my golf clubs. It took me about, I'd say, 10 to 15 minutes, and it was just beautiful. I compared it again to the pictures I saw on eBay, and my product was much nicer. So I figured I'm gonna post it at 260. And of course, I had to take much better pictures than the others for my ad to stand out, especially at that price. If my extinguisher was gonna be the most expensive one, it had to stand out from the others. It didn't sell as quickly as golf clubs, of course. It's more of a decor item, and no offense to anyone that has them, but that vintage fire extinguisher trend has been kind of over for a while. But it did sell in about 2 weeks, if I can recall. The guy asked if the price was negotiable. I said, no problem, I'll sell it to you at $240 if you commit and come and get it in the next 48 hours, which he did. So I made $180. While I was waiting for it to sell, I kept searching for other things I could polish until the golf club players started selling their clubs in December. So I want to show you another item. According to my evaluation checklist, the profit margin of this was really high. If you see this in a thrift store, don't think twice. Jump on it. These sell for a lot, and they sell crazy quickly. I had no idea that they were so popular. The demand is high and the offer is really low. This took me about 2 minutes to polish. I got this in the thrift store a long time ago. I had it in my house. I bought this for about $15 and it sold in 48 hours for $9, and I had a lot of people messaging me. So I'm thinking, if I had like 3-4 people that messaged me in the first hours, I probably could have posted it for a little bit more. If you see those brass pepper or coffee manual grinders, just don't think twice and just take it. You can even polish it by hand just with a polishing cream or that magical $1 sponge. I'll put the link again in the comments. So that's how I started to adapt. I also didn't want to lose my loyal clientele, my regulars. So I started flipping golf club player gifts, like indoor putting kits, garage chipping practice nets, but work really hard on the packaging so that it was more interesting to buy from me than just on Amazon or Walmart. So I would do kits, indoor putting kit, golf, toilet book, freshly cut grass, candle, for example. I would call it like the perfect golf player Christmas gift. I would even offer to pre-wrap it for an extra fee. That's how I kept my side hustle alive. Meanwhile, I still needed to take care of my core business, which is golf club flipping. It didn't stop selling completely. It just got so much slower and the offers so much lower. So I kept selling what I had. I did slow down on buying new sets. I kind of like to wait in December when people are rushed to empty their garages and the prices are at the lowest. So I slowed down on the investments. But I did focus on planning the year to come. So what I had left in inventory, I evaluated the state of all of my tools to see if I had to upgrade or repair any. Started to list my financial goals for the year to come and the strategy I wanted to use. Every year I take October to evaluate how the past year went, and I try to make it better every year. I use October and November to work on that and achieve those business upgrades. So to be honest, I don't make as much money in October and November, but I was still able to stay at a 2K a month profit. So not revenue, but profit, until I was back to that 2 to 4K profit in March and April. And I'm still a full-time working mom, and I'm working on the side business on the weekends. So I'm spending an hour a day every weekday on this. So I think in the circumstances, 2K a month for these 2 months is actually not bad. So this is what I was talking about in part 1. There are ways to adapt. I wish I had thought of this when I started so that I didn't lose that first fall of my business. Now I know, so as soon as October hits, I switch my mindset and I start adapting my side hustle. The off season doesn't mean that your side hustle is dead. It just means you've got to find new angles. And sometimes, who knows, you might discover a new business you'd like to start. If you've missed the first video about winter blues, I'll add the link in the description. And if you're trying to keep your own golf club side hustle alive during winter, stick around. We're gonna do this together throughout winter. Oh, this is my cue. I'll see you later.